She's undoing the trick. Oh, no. Are you kidding me? This place is going to explode. AJ Lee. Crossbody. Maxine Dupree. Oh, my. We got a new champ.
Woo, woo, woo. You know it.
All right.
No way! Zigman! Yes!
CM Punk is signaling. Go. Oh! No. No, this can't be. The Beast Incarnate is in New York. Brock Lesnar. And he has a...
Two, that crowd looked huge. It looked huge. It was like a WWE level crowd. The place was packed. I was watching this and, not saying anything out of school here, but comparing it to watching Dynamite when they were at the ECW arena, which looked like a Tony Condello taping. Sorry, it did. TNA looked like the second biggest company in the world. And that was amazing. And the presentation was amazing. I mean, it looked like a WrestleMania. It really did.
In 3, 2, 1, clap.
Huh?
Benoit balls.
I still think Kevin Sullivan did it.
I'm Aubrey Edwards. I'm not a wrestler.
Tony's quick sniffs of the week.
No, just my dickhead friends causing concussions and shit. All right, never mind.
There's barbecue sauce. So good, half your face don't work.
With Hogan that close up on the fucking camera reminds me of my racist uncle. I know you ain't listening, but you know who you are, you fucking racist.
Uncle Oh my God, for real, don't tell me that's his name. Oh, no way. I was kidding. I swear to God. It was just the first thing that came to my head. It was the first thing.
Welcome to the Top of Wrestling with your hosts ODM and the Professor.
Good Wrestling Day. It's Wednesday and it's the Top of Wrestling podcast. I'm the Professor, he's ODM, and we thank you guys for being here each and every Wednesday at noon on iTunes, Spotify, I'm not even bothering with it. Hey everybody, it's the Professor, and it is a good wrestling day. We got a lot to talk about today, and it's all wrestling based, right? We got reliving the Monday Night Wars 25 years later. This week we are talking Survivor Series 2000. We get to witness a murder. We got news, we got results, we always bring something to the table, and this week's top topic, can't believe it took us 6 years to do this, and I made so many lists back in our first 2 years, but we both rank the top 10 WCW wrestlers of all time. Sorry to say, ODM, I didn't put them in a ranking order. I forgot to, but I have a list of 10. But speaking of, so he's not just sitting there waving his hand going, it's okay.
I know, right?
Hey, ODM.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Especially after the debacle from 2 weeks ago, I can't wait to see how this one shapes up. But it's okay you didn't rank them, because you can just make fun of my list, so that's fine.
Goldberg, 1 through 10.
1 through 10. Well, 1 through 9. I had to put somebody else in at 10. So, one of the things we do on this podcast is kind of evolved, right? Movies. Movies have become a big staple, right? Which I always laugh at because you and I always bonded over music when we first met each other. So, the fact that we're doing more movies than anything is funny. But, man.
So, if anybody wants to know, that's why our logo is a film strip.
There you go. Got to be clever sometimes. But you know what? Sunday was cinema. Hit the music!
The Bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and and shout. Yeah, 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 yeah. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. Let's go, Buffalo. The Bills make me wanna shout.
Would you rather be?
At first, I thought you said someday. Like, someday will be cinema. But you said Sunday. This past Sunday was
Sunday,
cinema.
yes.
Yes, the
Bills
day of
Bucks.
the week.
9 lead changes.
Holy shit. I texted you. First play of the game for the Bills on offense. As soon as he threw that, which I love that everybody said he hit all buttons. That was a lot of things I've seen online.
It was a
like
button
he hit every
masher.
Button. Yeah, the button mashing. As soon as he did that, I texted you. I said, yeah, I'm going to go masturbate with a cheese grater. Seems a little more fun than this right now. Fuck. But, all right, we got the win. I'm happy with it. And it's funny because everybody's like, oh, they're not doing that great this year. We are exactly where we're at every year at this exact time. We're always like 7-3 or like 6-4 or 8-2. Like, we're all right there, like, every year. We're fine. So, yeah. Oh, wrestling, of course.
Wrestling.
This one made me laugh. This one came out, I believe, the day our podcast came out. Oh, no, it was maybe after. Actually, right after. Yeah, because if you guys noticed, you got a free episode last week on Friday, an extra one, because I couldn't contain it. And you texted me and said, hey, you seem like you contained your rage pretty well. I did. It's because I had to explain all the fucking fuckery that was that match. And it's great because I listened to Jim Cornette's version of it, and he was like, they just wanted to be marks themselves.
Yep.
He's like, that's all they wanted to do. And he tore it to shreds. In every part that he had an issue with, I go, yep, I mentioned that. So, but around the same day that our show dropped, Chris Jericho did a podcast that had the Dudleys and Hardys on it. And these are Chris Jericho's words. Just, word for word. Man, that fucking crowd at Bound for Glory looked huge. I mean, it was great. WWE level crowd. TNA on that night looked like the second biggest company in the world.
Oof.
See it, Royal Rumble.
Yep. I mean, it's one of those things. I think when we first heard the rumors, we kind of shook them off like, he ain't going back. And then we talked about, well, maybe for like a Hall of Fame induction. And now I think your last thing was like, show up for a year, do a couple programs, get inducted, and call it a day.
And LA Knight is who I mentioned, and I'll give you that idea came from Bully Ray on his podcast, or on Busted Open. I agree. Put him with someone else who can go on the mic. You know what I mean? Like, when he comes back, people still lose their shit for him. Look at, I was getting sick of him in AEW because he was in the, main event picture 24/7. So this is, get away from AEW. And I'll talk about that when we get to TK's stuff. We'll get there. But him even saying that is great. And it's funny because Dave Meltzer chimed in on it. He's like, I don't know what Chris is saying about that. He goes, because I guess Chris was comparing it, how when AEW was in the ECW arena a couple months back, Chris said it's on another level of what that was, talking about TNA's version. And Meltzer's like, that was actually a pretty packed show, though, when it came to ECW. Dude loves to defend AEW more than Tony. Tony actually doesn't even fucking defend AEW as much as Meltzer does. Maybe that's why he was calling him. Hey, man, could you slow down a bit? Tony Khan calling. For the first time in 30 years, Elimination Chamber, not just Elimination Chamber, but a WWE event is going to be set in the United Center in Chicago. Because they've been doing Allstate, if I'm not mistaken, if that's the name of it, the Allstate Arena.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They changed so much, I can't fucking remember them.
I was going to say, it depends
Silverdome.
what bank or insurance company owns it at that time. Yeah, Silverdome, I like that. The fact that he did it twice and the crowd laughed, or the crowd was booing, greatest start to... I'll give you this. Whiskey Man was there, and he goes, did he just get it wrong? And I'm like, I think he fucking did. I was like, 100%. So, but they're actually going to be at the United Center where the Bulls play. the United Center is where Tony held Punk's return.
Mm-hmm.
WWE, I'm excited to see what the crowd is like at the Elimination Chamber. Is he still champ at that point? You know, I mean, like, right now he is. Who knows? So, that'll be great. Paul Walter Hauser, becoming a common name on this show. That
Unfortunately.
I talk about. Yeah, well, it's Stingray from Cobra Kai, man. Sorry. Anyway, two big things. He was on CVV, and two things came about. One, he's actually been approached to play Mick Foley in an upcoming biopic. Awesome. He's got the Foley body. He's there. You know what I mean?
There's that. Put a wig on him.
Or a mask on him and shit. He's good.
Green screen, half the ear off.
Or go Van Gogh. Just take it off. Yeah. So but also, Chris Van Vliet brought up, he's like, there's an episode of Nitro, which he knew it was just him planting the seed. He goes, there's an episode of Nitro where Disco Inferno came out, and they got a picture of you at front row, or a video of you talking to the camera. He goes, yep, that was me. He was one of the bowl haircut kids, and we've watched this
no shit
episode for sure. And he was like, he had like the bowl haircut, and I go, get the fuck out of here. And when you look at it, you're like, holy shit, that is him. It is Paul Walter Hauser. It's very interesting. I thought that was great. I know, again, you're like, fuck him, but he did some indie work, even had a match with Matt Cardona.
Yeah, it's not that I dislike him. I just don't care.
Sure. Look he's not on your WWE or AEW TV, right?
Sure.
Because if he was, you're going to be like, that's bullshit. Yeah, this is what he wants to do on the side as an indie thing. Yeah, like fine. David Arquette, to me, more respect. You want to go do that shit and get paid. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get paid a good amount because you're famous, but if I don't have to watch it on my TV every week and it's, indie mud show wrestling, I don't give a fuck. Have fun.
Yeah, I guess. We'll see. Case by case basis.
Fair. At a GCW event this past weekend, or not GCW, House of Glory had a show. It was like House of Glory Super Clash. Freddie Monet won her 13th championship from some other random indie promotion.
It is so dumb. I mean, it's not even like, I don't even bat an eye anymore. It's like you're desensitized.
I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. Did you see the video of her at some indie fucking promotion?
This is the fucking one.
Is that the one?
Go ahead.
It's in a fucking gymnasium.
Yep.
All right, so that tells you everything you need to know right there. Next thing, she's probably going to win Tiger Queen's belt next.
The Kelly.
But so it's in a gymnasium. They actually have like a stand-up LED board so they can do like entrance videos. And then they've just got, a big frame with a black curtain so the wrestlers can come through there. Well, she's got a person for each of her titles carrying them out. And before she gets to it, the whole scaffolding just fucking falls down. It was fucking great.
I was cracking up when I saw that, and I go, I didn't bat an eye. I go, yep.
That sounds about right. Yep. And it's great because she just walks over it like it's nothing. There's somebody who's supposedly would be like the production assistant, just kind of scrambling, just randomly in the shot. It's fucking awful, man.
Oh my God, it was so funny. And she just kind of looks at it and she's like, well, okay, CEO, anyway. Trying to do my dance.
Yeah.
I did see that Rusev and Lana, I think they did some IVF treatment. I think they have announced that they are actually going to be having a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Rusev's? Is it Damien's? We'll find out.
Only in due time.
Depends if he has either a slightly, because he's actually from Puerto Rico. If he has a Puerto Rican accent or Russian.
Yeah, don't come out with the accent. You dumb bastard.
Dude, I know. I'm not. Oh, Christ. He comes later in life. Anyway, I will say this has made its rounds, and I want to say cool moment and a big shout out to Asuka. I'm sure you've seen it, where she had Charlotte set up for what looked like a Scorpion death drop, if you will, set up and Kairi Sane was going to jump off the top rope and give her the elbow.
Yep.
Charlotte's arm was down, not up in the air on her own body. It was hanging down. If Kari came down and her body went down, she was breaking an elbow, at minimum, Ray Phoenix style.
Right.
Just before Kari does the move, Asuka brings her arm up and puts it on her body. Then Kari does the move. That's looking out for your fellow man. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's good job.
Fuck yeah. I mean, we call that shit out all the time, you know, from back to the wars, back from, you know, fucking, what was it? Some
Powerhouse Hobbs saving Matt Sydal at that pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100%.
Sydal, his very first entrance into the entire company. It's like, oh man, he's cool. He goes up.
Slipped. I think it was an outdoor show, so they're like the ropes were damp. You know what I mean?
Daly's place.
Mm-hmm.
The humidity in fucking Florida. They're like, it's fine.
It's
not an issue. So in recent injury news, I was like, how do you break a finger and you're out of wrestling forever? But turns out Bianca Belair didn't just break a finger. She broke her knuckle at WrestleMania. And it's already been 6 months. But she's saying, you know, she's feeling like she's hoping she's going to be able to come back and get back to it soon. But a finger's completely different from a knuckle. It's not like you just tape it up with a popsicle stick and go right out there and go. Like, that's... I know you
There's a moose knuckle joke in there somewhere. I don't know. That's all I got.
This little kid. Remember Rebel? She was
I do.
part of Britt Baker's stable, right?
Yeah.
Poor her. I wish I had her real name here because I saw it and I forgot to put it in. But it's one thing to be dealing with one thing, but then dealing with another. I'm gonna see if I can get the wording correct because this is medical terms is Japanese wrestler names to me. You know what I'm saying? Like they get tough, but primary pulmonary lymphoma and is also dealing with functional neurological disorder. So, which is killing that. Like she's unable to use limbs. She can't walk. She can't do a lot of stuff. So that's Jesus Christ, dude. Best to her. That sucks.
And she's been through some other shit before then too. She was dealing with some shit. Yeah, did you watch the video? Because she did the video on her
video.
Yeah.
Yes, I
couldn't do it. I couldn't.
I got a couple minutes in, and I was like, I got the gist. I'm like, I'm done. But no, yeah, that's fucking sad, man.
Yeah,
that's a lot to deal with, and she's young too.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully everything turns out okay for her. Probably done wrestling, I'd say.
I would
at
think
least
so. I would think so.
I kind of put this in contract news because it just made sense this way for me, but Fandango, he is JDC in TNA. He's a part of the System with Brian Myers, Eddie Edwards. He announced that in January at TNA's pay-per-view, whatever show it is, it's more internet-based if I'm not mistaken, at that show, Genesis, it's his last night, he's retiring completely. I don't know if it's a work or not, because he said, System, I will do what I can to get you a replacement that's beyond suitable for this. But I'm like, made his debut. I mean, he's Johnny Curtis. He's been going for, he made his debut at WrestleMania 29 against Chris Jericho, the dancing Fandango thing.
Right.
But he was probably wrestling at least 10 or more years before that. He was on the indie circuit. So maybe it is a real retirement. Not sure.
Yeah, we haven't, until he resurfaced recently, I don't think we've really heard a lot about him. So, maybe he's just
He's been with TNA for I think 3-4 years now.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. It's
probably just post-pandemic, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, there you go.
With TK's quick sniffs of the week. Okay, this first one I got to pull up. I had to screenshot it right before the show, and I just laughed really hard, and I was like, oh, got to bring this up. TK was on Ariel Helwani's show, and he was asked about if he had any regrets about playing the footage for the CM Punk Jack Perry thing, and he said he didn't agree with the way CM Punk described the situation at All In. He feels the footage spoke for itself. That's one and the same.
Yeah. That's literally, he explained the video.
Shot for shot.
We heard his explanation, and then we saw the video, and we're like, oh, yeah, he's telling the truth.
The only thing that we didn't quote unquote see is Tony really jump or like,
right.
you know, like it was hard to see him. You heard him screaming at someone.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Other than that, it was dead on. You know, other than, you know, he's like the footage spoke for itself. Are you saying that Jack Perry didn't fucking square up in his face and pull his hair back like he was ready to fight?
Mm-hmm.
Why else would you? I mean, your hair was already back, but you did it twice. He was getting ready because he knew Punk was going to do something. I just love that he gave him a fucking choke.
Yep.
And only Samoa Joe could pull him off.
It's fucking awesome.
But it's funny to say, I don't agree with what he said, but the video spoke for itself. Okay.
Jesus Christ, TK.
So the best one, though, is not really the best one, man. Blood and Guts, the viewership through the years. Okay? Our first original Blood and Guts was supposed to come off of Brody Lee, Matt Hardy, and all those guys when they were supposed to show up in Rochester. Right before that, we had the Elite versus, I think, Inner Circle. They were just leading towards a Blood and Guts. Pandemic happened, and then they switched to Stadium Stampede, I think, for that first year.
I think so, yeah.
Yep, and then they did that the second year. But so it wasn't until 2021, the summer of 2021, that when it was the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle. And I said Pinnacle earlier. I actually meant Inner Circle if I said the wrong one. But either way, that's where MJF threw Jericho off the cage, and he had to look and go, hey, guys, does it look cool? All right.
Oh, yeah. Terrible.
So here's the thing, man. The viewership throughout the years. I'm not going to break down which each match was, but that was the first one. 2021 ratings viewership was 1.09 million people. Good for a Dynamite. And that was even pre-Punk, by the way. 2022, 1.02 million. Okay, down a touch. Not bad, but still, that's right in the same ballpark.
Right, you kept it close after the premiere year. Yep.
Mm-hmm. In 2023, we dipped down. We went to 953,000 people.
Okay.
Which, Tony will be like, it's nearly a million.
Yeah.
Last year, in 2024, we went down a couple hundred thousand to 786,000 people watching.
Yep.
And in 2025, just last week, 1 week ago today, 600,000 people.
Yikes.
You can't say that you really feel like you're the number 2 company. Okay, maybe because you have a TV deal that TNA doesn't, but their stuff it makes sense. Like I said, it felt so good to listen to Cornette, and he's like, there was no fucking storyline in this women's match. He's like, nothing made sense. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat said, he was like, I don't know, there was like 16 women in there, I think. Legit, his exact wording, 16. It was 12, but still, that's what it felt like. And he goes, there was so much going on, I couldn't keep up with what was happening in the match and what the story was to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there was no story. It was just a excuse to do spots.
Oh, God. So, with Uncle Dave's claims of the week, sniffing claims. That was a fucking genius one last week.
Yeah.
So, he gave the men's Blood and Guts match 5 stars. He gave the women's Blood and Guts match 4.5 stars. Kurt Angle is all I'm going to say, by the way. He gave Hobbs and Page 4.5 stars. Averaging your entire Dynamite show of 3 matches last week to 4.75 stars, saying that's how good it was. The entire show was 5 stars nearly, but 5 stars for the men's Blood and Guts match in a wrestling. Again, Kurt fucking Angle. Christ, I don't even know how. I hate to say it so many times, but that's just the name. I mean, maybe Benoit's in there somewhere. I don't know. Probably not. But Jesus. Anyway. But with Uncle Dave. Now, this motherfucker doesn't proofread his own tweets. And I have a word-for-word tweet that he put out. It was just earlier today that I found this. And it's about Stevie Richards' claim. Did you see Stevie Richards' claim?
No, I was actually going to ask you about that, yeah.
He said that Logan Paul is a better wrestler than everybody in AEW. And what I think he is probably getting to, not just like a professional wrestler, like he's better than Kenny Omega. Showmanship. He knows the production. He knows how to get proper heat. He sells. Selling is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? He's not too far off. Do I think that he's being a dick? Possibly. Maybe. But I also think that he's not too far off that Logan Paul is better than everybody in AEW because I swear to God, the amount of no selling in that one pay-per-view I just watched recently, I was like, no one is selling in the entire match.
Yep. That's 100% accurate. I paused for a second just to think of a couple. I don't even know if I would have said Omega. Claudio maybe, but I mean, his talent is useless in AEW.
Because all he's doing, he's a run-in guy. He has a match on fucking Rampage or Collision or whatever the fuck show that is still going or whatever now. That's all he does. He's not in anything permanent. So, but this is a word-for-word tweet, and this was just great. Here's what Dave Meltzer says about Stevie Richards' claim. Here's how you can tell a grifter. And I have to, this part kills me, okay, but all right, I'm going to read it out loud. If Stevie says Logan Paul is better than everyone in AEW and WWE, well, I'd say that's hilarious and looking for attention.
Huh?
No, not he said while I'd say it's hilarious and looking for attention. That doesn't make sense. But then he goes on right here and says, when he only says AEW and doesn't mention WWE, CMLL, New Japan, he literally just contradicts himself right there. When every one of those companies who have multiple top guys better than Logan Paul, then he begins a parenthesis, and it says, who is excellent given Hizzle, not his, Hizzle, like it's HISL, meaning probably he meant to say given his excellent, or his number, but he just didn't proofread this.
Fat-fingered it.
Who is excellent given Hizzle number of matches, but he only says AEW and not WWE, CMLL, whatever. He's clearly a grifter. The tippy-top AEW guys could walk into WWE when their contracts are up and make 7 figures per year, and the opposite is also true. And he never ended the fucking parenthesis. I don't know. He started it about Logan Paul on the side, like, given his number of excellent matches, but then he keeps going and going and going and going. He never closed the parenthesis, this motherfucker. And I'm not that grammar cocksucker online. It's like, it's your over your, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
Sometimes you want to be a dick. This one here, I was like, yo, you're giving your honest opinion and trying to call other people out, and you look like an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
But he contradicts himself. He says, if Stevie says Logan Paul is better than everybody in AEW and WWE, while I'd say that's hilarious and looking for attention. And that was the end of that sentence. But then he says, he only says AEW and doesn't mention WWE. Did you even read your own fucking tweet before you sent this out? So, dude, there were spelling errors. He contradicts himself like 6 times. It's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, and the end part about the tippy top AEW guys could walk into WWE when their contract is up and make 7 figures per year. No. If Omega went there, I don't think he would get 7 figures. Okada
Here's the
wouldn't
people
get
that
7
would,
figures.
okay? Jericho.
Yeah.
Maybe Omega. I don't think anybody, I don't know what the average person makes.
Right.
But, maybe, all right, let's say a Bobby Lashley came back. He's probably only going to get 800,000. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to, or like
maybe
550 or some shit. Right. I'm saying, like, not many guys are going to pull $1 million by just walking into AEW or walking from AEW over to WWE. Mm-hmm. No one over there is worth it. I don't want to say Will Ospreay maybe could be. Maybe at best. Maybe Swerve after what he's done to himself.
Moxley,
yes. If he came back, he's going to make $1 million. Sure. I'll give you that. So it's just hysterical how he, brings all that together.
But the flip side,
it's funny that, or I just want to say, it's funny how he keeps calling him a grifter.
Yeah.
And being like, he's looking for petty arguments. No, he's claiming some real fucking shit. And why are you defending this? Why are you, Dave Meltzer, getting so fucking butthurt over what he is saying about Tony's company.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Stevie's great. You watch his podcast. We've talked about it before, where he breaks down. I forget what injury spot it was.
Several of them, but one of them was the JD McDonough one.
Oh yeah,
on the outside of the table thing.
But even AEW, like he'll call out like some of the stuff like, you are putting yourself and your opponent at risk by doing this. Don't do this. And it's just cool to see him like break shit down from an insider's perspective. So I mean, I don't look at him as a grifter. I look at him as like an accurate source. I look at him like a cornet, right?
And he also legitimately, no bullshit, broke his neck for the business. Mm-hmm. He actually broke his neck at one point for the business. He knows what he's talking about, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave.
Dizzle.
On NXT last week, obviously, you know, we had that great American Pie version of, you know, Joe Hendry singing about Chelsea Green. Great song. But Matt Cardona says that it's fine. But she was promoting her tag match, which is against Joe Hendry and Tia Hale, which will have been technically last night at NXT's Gold Rush, which was in Madison Square Garden. But her video, while they were in Albany, she goes, here we are in the Big Apple, and you hear, I think it's Isla Dawn is the one that's with her.
Yeah.
She goes, actually, we're in Albany. She goes, it's not really New York City. And she goes, I am the U.S. champion. You think I don't know what each capital is of the world? But then she goes, seeing that I am the champion. And I was like, what the fuck? The AAA champion. So she keeps calling it the championship. And I was like, I don't know why, but I fucking love Chelsea Green. I think she's fantastic. Like, again, it's that diva quality. She can act. She can, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen her videos with Matt Cardona. There's a great one where she was wearing a WrestleMania, I think like 27 shirt or something like that. And he's like, can you name one match that was on that card? She goes, no, I can't. And he's like fucking with her. He's like, but you're wearing my fucking shirt and you don't know anybody that was on that card. And he's like, anybody. And he was on the goddamn card, which is hysterical. So, I've seen her act chill, but like when she amps it up and does her gimmick, nobody on the roster is better than her when it comes to being a good character of a heel. Mm-hmm. Rhea Ripley is just the most solid, I think, probably on the mic overall compared to most women, but Chelsea's fantastic. So obviously we don't need to talk about Collision or Dynamite. I asked you, are you going to go watch it? You said, nah, you pretty much summed up everything I need to know.
Yeah, between that and the internet stuff, and the one spot that I messaged you about when we were talking about it was absolutely ridiculous. The mirror spot where fucking, why am I blanking out her name? Toni Storm.
Toni Storm and Marina Schaefer.
Yeah, Schaefer is sitting in the corner, and Toni Storm goes to put a mirror on her, and she's going to do the ass slam from buckle to buckle, right? But when she goes to set it down on Schaefer just blatantly grabs it from her.
Holds it right on the side.
Holds it, and then starts peeking around the side of it to see when she's coming so she can get up and throw the mirror at her.
Well, even funnier is that you can also see lightly in the corner, before they zoom in on Toni and she slaps her ass, Marina has fully turned this goddamn mirror around, so Toni can now see the mirror is at her before she's slapping her ass and looking at Schaefer. She sees the mirror is at her, and she's looking at it going, but I'm still going to hit it because even though the glass is on this side, it may hurt the Schaefer. So, oh my God, it was bad, man. But it got 4.5 stars, by the way.
Yeah, maybe Meltzer's dipping into TK's private stash.
It might be. So, I was very upset about this. Thursday night on TNA's Impact. Since Mike Santana won the championship at Bound for Glory, they did several shows on the air for a couple of weeks that was just best of TNA. Kind of like they were resetting, recharging, whatever the fuck. Which sometimes I kind of wish just right after WrestleMania they would do. Just give me a fucking month off.
I know, like reset. An off season, yeah.
Yeah, but like just for a month, and then all of a sudden when you come back, I will have said I missed you. But like
can't stop the money machine, man.
I get it. So on the very first appearance on their show, in 4 weeks or more. Mike Santana comes out, first time as the champion, and has to face Frankie Kazarian, drops the title.
Yeah, it came out of nowhere.
And then there was speculation on his future because he missed the next day's meet and greet. But then he did show up at the very last minute at Turning Point. To me, I'm like, did you miss the meet and greet purposely because you're like, fuck this bullshit? Like, my very first appearance, and I'm already dropping the title after 4 weeks. And then you showed up at the very end being like, well, fuck, I got to make this date, though. I got to make this actual television appearance for Turning Point because I don't want to be that guy that no-shows. You know, meet and greet is one thing, but so I'm like, I'm hoping he's just playing nice and he's going to NXT or WWE soon, or maybe all this is a work.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know if he would actually go to NXT that quick. Maybe they see something in him. Maybe they're like, yeah, fuck it, let's bring it in. What I'm more curious about is...
They had him win in the match between the Survivor Series match between NXT and TNA. It was only him and Moose that remained, and he got the final pin.
There you go. So, I mean, it's possible. What I'm more curious about is why. Was it... why did he drop the title? Was it just bad booking, or they're like, we've changed our mind, you're just an intermediate champ? Or
well, you do know that Frankie Kazarian and Nick Nemeth both hold the Call Your Shot Gauntlet trophy. They both get to, remember Santino was like, you both get a championship match. This was him calling it in. But on the very first show... back, and it's
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Fuck,
But are there behavior issues, and that's why they pulled the title off of him?
I highly
see what I'm
doubt
saying? Yeah, but you never know, man. He's had fucking demons before in the past, and sometimes people relapse, bro.
Yeah, well, this would make him relapse. And speaking of on Impact, old Bottom Jaw came out, and she was there with Santino Marella. And they announced that the partnership is going to continue. They're going to continue to have TNA versus NXT wrestlers. But Ava Bottomjaw said, I can't be here every week. So here's Ariana Grace. She's going to be here every week as the stepping in GM on the NXT side of things here in TNA. I was like, they couldn't find anything for Ariana Grace to do. They were like, we're going to send you over to TNA.
Yep, pretty much. Hey, that's something to do, right?
I guess. So on SmackDown on Friday, it was in Albany, New York. So Ric Flair, Jesus Christ. I knew once I wrote Flair, I was like, it's funny when we're doing the wars and doing this at the same time. And I wrote Flair, and I was like, I'm going to say Rick. And God damn it, I did.
Yeah.
So Reed, technically.
God damn it.
Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Here we're like, yeah, she's going to be on the team with Alexa, Rhea, and Io, because it's all signs pointing to that for War Games, especially after Rhea went War Games and dropped the mic. It was like, okay, match set. But she said after all the history she's ever had with Rhea Ripley, she's like, I'm refusing to team with her. And it's funny because someone did put a video together, I found, and dude, all the way from the early NXT shit in their WrestleMania feuds and everything, like, they've actually had a pretty fucking hard feud.
Yeah.
So I do like the deep-rooted history into this. Signs took a little bit of a turn on Raw. We'll get there. Jey Uso nearly fucking killed The Miz. Did you see the top rope spot? Or, all right, not top rope. Jey Uso looking like he would do like an AA, if you want to say it, right? Like he just had you on the shoulders, a fireman's carry.
Fireman's carry, yep.
He was on the second rope with Miz on his shoulders, and I don't know what the fuck he was supposed to do. He jumped and then just went down to the ground and fell on his own, and Miz bounced off the turnbuckle poorly and fell down to the ground. And it's like, yo, if you injured the Miz, I actually would have been really fucking mad at you, because that promo, I don't ever get injured. You know, I'm always here. Except if I'm in a zombie match, then I get injured.
Where he tore his ACL.
Jesus Christ, that one pissed me off. I was like, he fucking, goddamn, he doesn't get injured. He
Yep.
got concussed once, and then you do this stupid zombie match. All right, anyway, let me calm down there. But yeah, he fucked up the move on like dropping him on top of the turnbuckle. It was horrible. But Jey Uso defeated The Miz in the tournament, and then woo, Zack Ryder returns. And it was a pretty good pop, being that it was in Albany. You know, I mean, not too far from Jersey, but also, you know, everybody remembers him. The thing that is funny to me is he loses to LA Knight. Fine. I had a feeling it was going to happen once I saw him. but which I think would have been great if he stayed in the tournament. Same with Monday's guy. But what I find funny is that he came out as Zack Ryder. He was on NXT 2 weeks before this as Matt Cardona.
Right.
But once you step into this universe, your old name comes back every time, and it's the funniest fucking thing.
Yeah, especially for guys. You have a partnership with TNA for your developmental brand, but once they cross that threshold, name changes. And I get it. I guess you want to capitalize on it, and get the bigger pop. But, I mean, people are going to know who it is. Fuck, even use their old entrance music if you want. But just, keep the fucking name consistent.
The one thing I will say is funny is that it's all completely set now. All 16 people have been officially announced as to who's in this tournament. Everyone guessing Joe Hendry, and he wasn't a part of this at all.
I know, right?
Which is funny because he actually said he wanted to face John Cena. Like, he was one of the people that announced that, like, maybe January. And I was like, let him do one. That'd be great. So, also on this SmackDown, Sami Zayn calls out the MFTs, but he wasn't alone. He ends up having the Motor City Machine Guns, Rey Fenix, and Shinsuke Nakamura show up and help back him up. While they were all beating each other down, Tonga Loa was punching his own fucking teammate in the back. He was punching JC Mateo, or, Jeff Cobb Matt. He was just punching his own teammate in the back, going, Jesus Christ, dude, you can't get anything right. Holy shit. But what kills me is Nick Aldis then says, all right, the night before Survivor Series, so in 2 weeks, that SmackDown, it's going to be a 5 versus 5 men's elimination Survivor Series style match. And on SmackDown, I go, motherfucker, we're going to do a Survivor Series style match, not at Survivor Series. I get you have War Games and you have these other matches. For some reason, Nikki Bella trumps so many other people. But are you fucking kidding me that you couldn't just do one fucking Survivor Series elimination style match? That's all I ask. I don't ask for a whole lot. You know what I mean? Was there even one in the Wars? No.
2.
There were 2. There were 2. Yes. Okay, hang on. It's after the following year, after next year, because it's the Invasion one with WCW and WWE. After that, they don't do them for several fucking years, and it's a travesty. I fucking hate it. Anyway, so they're doing that in a couple weeks. Jimmy Uso comes up to Cody. Cody got into some shit backstage talking with Paul Heyman, and it got a match set up for the WWE title with Bronson Reed. I gotta be honest, that's one thing that's missing from Raw. On-the-fly WWE Championship matches. They've at least done a couple of them on SmackDown the last couple of weeks. You know what I mean? They don't maybe end great, but at least it's a reason to be like, fuck, I got to watch the rest of the show. What if there's a world title change tonight?
Right.
And while Jey Uso is talking to Cody, Jim Uso walks up and goes, hey, guys, I talked to CM Punk. Guess what? I'm on the team. Did you see the look that Jey Uso gave to him? The look was basically this, like a, shit, really, man? It was the exact, he had that look like, fuck. I hope, I said this to you and Lil Jon, I want Jey Uso to pull a Dakota Kai. Just turn on your fucking team and walk out right there in the middle of War Games and take out take out Jim as you're doing it. It would just be perfect. I'm over this bullshit. I just saw a video of him. There's people outside of Madison Square Garden while he's getting in his car. They're like, Jay, yeet, yeet, yeet. And he just kind of barely puts his hand in the air. I'm like, yo, the very few people are still asking you to yeet. You fucking turn and yeet.
You might want to acknowledge them now because it ain't going to last much longer.
Unless you're trying to be a fucking heel soon.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then at the end, this is great because Paul Heyman said, I'm here to get anybody off the WWE roster who can be a part of the War Games team. And Nick Aldis goes, well, I guess anybody is possible. Anybody you want to look for. And then at the very end, Drew McIntyre shows up and Paul Heyman hands him the black folder, to sign the contract that he'd be on the team. Aldis gets in Heyman's face. He goes, he's suspended. He goes, but you said anybody. Fucking Heyman, man. But you said anybody. And then we got set up for next week for the tournament. Carmelo Hayes versus Bronson Reed. So Bronson Reed's going to be going on. Unless someone fucks with him heading towards War Games.
Yeah.
But I really hope it's not Carmelo going on. But the match I'm actually looking forward to next week, and I think this has got to be a first-timer, is Penta versus Finn Balor. So that'll be this coming Friday on SmackDown. I bet that's going to be a pretty good match.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised
At least
they
a
haven't met
3-segment
somewhere.
match.
Yeah, fuck. I mean, every other match is a 2-segment match.
So, and capping it off, Monday Night Raw was in Madison Square Garden. I laughed to myself when I was sitting there watching this. No bullshit. In 2009, I remember it vividly when WWE was in was in Madison Square Garden. And it was a November 2009 show. It's the one where Kofi did a boom drop off of like the fan barricade onto Randy Orton on a table. Yeah. Big night, huge night. Fucking loved that night. But I'm pretty sure it opened with Cena. And I remember being in my apartment at that time in 2009 when you heard the stood up. I'm like, I'm going to go get a fucking drink. I'll be back.
I'm going to go masturbate with a cheese grater.
Exactly. Here I am, 2025. I'm like, it's last Raw. Oh my God. I didn't move, man. I watched every fucking word. It was cool, you know. It's a famous arena. Apparently, Shane McMahon was in the house, just never shown on TV.
Yep.
So he does have a match that's reset for Survivor Series with Dirty Dom for the Intercontinental Championship. When Dom was talking, the crowd started saying, "Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up." This is one of the things where I'm like, I kind of do really miss Cena. Like, his fucking stupid jokes sometimes are the best. Shut the fuck up. He goes, "What's a Choco Fun Cup?"
That was awesome.
How long has he been holding on to that one? You know, it's like he's like, fuck, I haven't been wrestling, but I can't wait to use that one. Couldn't use it as a heel, right? He had to just be a dick and just stay that way. God, that was so good. AJ Lee assisted Maxine Dupree to defeat Becky Lynch. I wonder if that's the person she called, I guess. Did you see the video of Otis and Tozawa watching her win the championship in the gorilla position?
I did not.
You know, I don't want to say they're playing up for the camera. I think they really are, because they all have been together for several years, and you spend that much time together, you become friends. They were like, "Oh yeah, I like hugging and excited shit," but then you watch Tozawa's eyes turn fucking bloodshot red, and he's like, his chin starts curling, and he's crying. I was like, "Yeah, that's cool, man." He's happy for her because she did come a long way. She was a dog shit fucking wrestler.
She was. She's gotten a little bit better, and she's obviously over.
I'm not saying she's like Charlotte Flair, but she's gotten better, man.
Charlotte. So that's what I messaged you about yesterday. Star tits.
Oh, when you said I'm done?
No, star tits.
Star tits, because she had the stars on her
tits.
On her tits. Because I was like, is that a Cody Rhodes reference? Like Stardust?
I know,
Wait,
you're
is he coming back? Is that already? Yeah, I was a little behind you on starting Raw.
Right.
I think it was like maybe a half hour or more. But it's funny because you go, fuck War Games, I'm going to watch a Matthew Broderick version. I go, oh, is it that bad? But, I mean, it was expected for what it was supposed to be.
Right.
We got Lesnar and Roman both returning at the end. Did you notice Roman was wearing a long sleeve or like a armband that went all the way from his bicep down to his wrist on one arm?
I did not notice that.
Yeah. I wonder... new ink or something like that. I'm like, it's just, he's waiting to reveal it at Survivor Series or something.
New ink, or maybe maybe it's like a compression sleeve. You know, he's got like a small injury or something. Maybe hide the track. Maybe to hide the track marks. I don't know.
Yeah. The toes. It's always the easiest spot. Javon Evans was basically murdered as we thought he was going to from Gunther. Put up more of a fight than I thought, but
yeah, I was a little. I actually I get it. It's Javon Evans is definitely an up and comer, and he'll never go anywhere because he's black and Triple H hates black people. I
I was like, well, Kofi. I'm like, nope, that was Vince, believe it or not. Shit.
Yeah, I know, right? I just feel like Javon got too much offense in.
Too much offense for a guy that's 114 pounds wet.
Yeah. So
it is funny, though, because I texted, you, Little John, and I were going back and forth in the text, like, well, who do you think the mystery opponent is? I will say he had a good one. He's like, what if it's Matt Cardona? Not Zack Ryder, but he comes as Matt Cardona. I go, okay, I'd actually laugh at that. That'd be fucking great. But the other one was, I said, I just can't wait for Javon Evans, or Gunther to give Javon Evans the Kofi chest tonight. I was kind of hoping for the sunk-in chest. The return for Dolph Ziggler was fucking awesome. Loses to Solo Sikoa, but again, I mean, once Zack Ryder lost, I go, fuck.
Yeah.
Awesome that he's here, but he's not winning tonight. But did you see the goddamn turnbuckle spot?
Yeah.
I haven't seen anybody since Bret Hart do that shit. And this is hysterical. Exactly 1 day prior, I texted you, hey man, what do you think about doing at some point a top sellers of all time list? You go, yeah, sounds great. It's because I was seeing some Dolph Ziggler shit online where he was talking about how he takes brogue kicks, and Vince McMahon was like, are you okay? He's like, this is what you fucking pay me to do. Like, that's for real. He said that on CVV's show, and he's like, this is exactly what you guys pay me to do. And it made me think about some of the greatest sellers. You know, I mean, like, not to be funny, but Seth Rollins can sell a fucking injury. Not just like the SummerSlam thing, but when he's in a match, he knows how to favor the leg and be like, this is the bad one, don't walk on it. Like, Cena walked out clearly, no problem. No wonder Shawn Michaels like, you cocksucker, after WrestleMania 23. But Ziggler showed why he is who he is. I wish he would come back, but
yeah,
you know what? He only has to work like 1 day a week for TNA, maybe two if there's a show, like a pay-per-view or something like that. But I just missed it. As soon as I saw him, I was like, fuck, I loved how good he was in WWE. No one can sell like him.
Yeah. No, he's the man. It just reminded me how much I hate his music. The Nickelback.
I'm here to show the world. I'm here to show the world.
Werner Ziegler.
That's funny because I texted you about Ziggler, and my phone actually corrected me to Ziegler. And I go, nope. And then you end up sending the gif of Lalo. Werner Ziegler. Do you know who he is?
Werner Ziegler.
So this Saturday, it is full rematch gear 2025 for AEW. These are the rematches, by the way. Freddie Monet and Chris Statlander 3 for the Women's Championship. Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Felcher 6 for the TNT Championship. No DQ, but if Briscoe loses, he has to join the Don Callis mid-card family. Yay.
Hooray.
And then the World Championship in a cage match is Hangman Page and Samoa Joe 2. FTR versus Brodito 2. These aren't fucking made up, by the way. Matches that are kind of new. The AEW National Championship Casino Gauntlet match. So we're going to have a new championship match, or a new champion crowned Saturday. Pac versus Darby Allin, which is the only fucking match I'm like, yeah, I'd watch that.
Yeah, I was going to say, that seems like it'd be a good match.
Remember when they did Darby and Kyle O'Reilly out of nowhere for one of those pay-per-views, and we're like, this just stole the fucking show. And everything else that was promoted sucked a dick. They had like Jericho versus Adam Cole. They put this match in there, and we're like, oh, that was great. Jon Moxley against Kyle O'Reilly. And I had to make sure both of these are put in there. We can't have just one bum fight. We have two bum fights. One's on the pre-show to entice you to watch the pay-per-view, which they don't call it a pre-show. They call it the Tailgate Brawl.
I mean, I think I kind of like that. I think that's that's
no.
decent.
I get it. You would. So it's going to be a 4-way tag match with like the Acclaimed, Outrunners, and a couple other teams. A 4-way tag team match for $200,000 to the winners.
You know how many Newports you could buy with those?
That's a great callback to the Outrunners and their outfits at that show. That was a really good one. Nice. And then the $1 million match Kenny Omega in Jurassic Park against Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks. And it looks like the Young Bucks are kind of deciding, man, are we really going to have to join the Don Callis mid-card family? And because Don is kind of poaching on them. I think they're going to try and turn face and save Kenny. Let's say all of the mid-card family comes down at the end of the match. They're going to beat Kenny down because that's where it all began, is Don Callis against Kenny Omega, right, when he turned on him. I think the Bucks are going to turn face on Saturday night.
Hooray.
Wait, let me rephrase that. They're going to turn. Nobody's going to like them if they're a face or a heel. They're just going to turn character.
Right.
But that's for $1 million. So this motherfucker is giving away $1.2 million fucking dollars in bum fights on Saturday night at AEW Rematch Full Gear, or Full Rematch Gear. Would have been funnier if I got it right the first time. And what we have for sure at Survivor Series, we got Cena and Mysterio. We have Vakir and Nikki Bella. The women's War Games, not fully set yet, but I assume it's going to end up being Ripley, Sky, Bliss, and Flair versus the Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax, and Lash Legend. However, from the events of Madison Square Garden on Monday night, what if the fifth member for each side is AJ Lee and then the other is Becky Lynch?
That's the way that it seems like it's shaping up, because who came up to talk? Oh, Ripley. Ripley came up to AJ Lee backstage after Dupree won, and you got a second to talk?
Yep.
So
I loved on Raw, by the way, I didn't mention this. After Charlotte Flair came out to make a save on Alexa Bliss, she hugs Alexa Bliss, and Io Sky just looks and then just grabs Rhea Ripley. She broke Charlotte. Charlotte got caught laughing, and I thought it was fantastic, but I was because we all are like, yeah, you hug it out. And the men's War Games is official. We got Punk, the Usos, Cody, and Roman versus Logan Paul, Brock Lesnar, the Bronze, and Drew McIntyre. Look, it doesn't have the same heated rivalry as it has in the past heading into War Games. I'm sure they're going to put together a good fucking show. I mean, Punk and Brock getting face. Punk and Drew McIntyre. Roman and Drew. Roman and Brock. I mean, there's going to be some pretty decent moments, I think, overall. Cody even brawled a little bit with Lesnar on Raw, so I think it'll be pretty good. That's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday. And I hope Jey Uso just turns so we don't have to deal with it anymore. But it's probably going to be Cody, my luck.
Yeah, probably.
He's too much of a merch seller. Kids love him. He's the Hulk Hogan right now. You can't do it.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, just because we're tired of him doesn't mean he's not putting up the numbers, right? Uso, I feel like, is declining, but it'd be interesting to look at the recent merch sales just to see.
Declining? Uso's declined.
Okay, again, I'm talking about actual merch sales, not, yes, he has declined. He declined a long time ago.
Which is funny, though, because I've seen live videos, like at the SmackDown where he nearly killed Miz this past Friday. Still a lot of motherfuckers yeeting, man.
Yeah, a lot of yeeters out there.
Can you guys just put your arms down, please? Please, just a little bit.
And don't run it back again.
That's funny. All right, well, instead of running it back, we'll just bring it to the table.
Just bring it, bitch! Oh my God!
So as of, fucking today, actually, I have been in this house for 2 months. Now, we went back and forth and kept grabbing some shit out of the RV and, bringing it here. And then we officially brought the RV up here to officially empty anything else from underneath that needed to, like all the shit that's, in storage under the RV. A lot of it was like music gear. And since being here, I haven't been able to find my fucking iPod. And I know a lot of you people are like, what's that, Sonny? No. I know no one really uses it anymore, probably, but me, I took every CD I ever fucking owned and digitized that motherfucker.
I did the same thing.
But the problem is, I did it on Apple iTunes, and then that computer died. It never came back to life. So I can't just plug this iPod into anything else and start adding music to it. It needs to have its original updated library, which was with Apple. And I lost it. So to me, every CD, everything I've ever had, I'm not starting from fucking scratch.
So
I can looking for this. All right, go ahead.
If you find it, I can pull all those songs off of there, so you have them like on a hard drive.
I actually have done that on a hard drive, but the problem is, and I think I told you this off to the side, it's like it'll show you in contributing artists what the name of the band is or something like that, but each file's like FF8648, and I have to go back through and open each one and figure out what it is and label them. So that's why I want this fucking iPod. Every time I have gone by a certain box, I have checked every fucking box in this house that's left, and there's nothing left really in boxes, right? I've checked them like 6 times. I've opened the same goddamn bag and being like, maybe I didn't feel it hard enough last time. You know what I mean? I'm like maybe I didn't squeeze that computer bag hard enough. I've looked in the same containers, everything, non-fucking stop. Now I'm like, and I even last week drove up to the RV where because it's in storage, so I drove up there to start it and look for my motherfucking iPod. Nowhere to be found. And I go, this isn't goddamn possible, man, but it's gone. I have been feeling like uncomfortably displaced for like the last month and a half, where I'm just like, this just isn't right, man. Like I feel not at ease that I can't find this thing for some reason. And last night I officially moved into this house because my wife goes, what's in this cooler bag? She opens it up, and inside there were several things. And she goes, let me ask you, what if I ever found this? She didn't tell me she was looking in this cooler bag. She did this on her own. And she goes, what would you do if I found that iPod? I go, yeah, I'm like, biggest massage you need, whatever. You know what I mean? She's like, and throws it at me. And I go, Daddy's going to do cunnilingus. No, it was, no, so it was in a fucking cooler bag that had no reason to have anything inside of it. But it had a bunch of my shit in there that I didn't even realize was missing. I was like, yeah, I didn't give a fuck that this knife was missing. I was worried about my iPod. So finally got it back. So I officially moved into this house last night. I've been feeling unease. I'm like, I don't live here until my iPod is here with me.
You better fucking Velcro an air tag to that thing.
Funny enough is there is a fucking Velcro thing on the back because it used to hang in the car in the Vibe, or I used to be able to set it right up there. So yeah, man, I got it. I've been carrying it with me ever since. Went to bed with it. All right, what you got, man?
Oh man, I'll tell you what. If it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
Homer Simpson sang that.
Yeah, I know, and it was actually a really good version. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true.
Beer and bowling is my only friend. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. So after the show last week, after we got done recording, most of the time, sometimes I've got stuff in the crock pot. I try to have, crock pot meals on recording night, just that way I don't have to worry about it. It's done, right?
Got one going right now.
So there you go, buddy. Sometimes I'll cook something. Sometimes we go out, right? So last week I didn't have anything planned. I was like, you know what, man? I'm really hankering for some Chipotle. I think I actually mentioned it.
You did on the fucking show, I swear to God.
I did. Okay, very good. So I get done. I go online. I order it.
Pretty sure it's because then you started talking about your bowels at the very end.
Exactly. Correcto. So I place the order, and I'm like, you know what? I'm feeling lazy. The Chipotle's right there. It's not even a 5-minute drive, probably. I was like, but you know what? I'm being lazy. I'll spend the extra bucks on some delivery here. Mm-hmm. Place the order. Go about doing some shit. Come back to the computer. I'm like, let me just see where this order's at. And it says, the dasher's on its way. And I look. I apparently picked the wrong Chipotle. No, not the wrong Chipotle. I picked the wrong location. Address. When I put in 7 Meadow, and I just hit enter because I was logged in my account, so I thought it would just remember my home address. It, instead of 7 Meadow Drive, it picked 7 Meadow Lane in Pittsford.
Oh, so you paid for these people to get food.
Uh-huh.
And probably pre-tipped it.
No, yep, pre-tipped. No refund. Nothing. So, yeah. So that was a blast. We ended up getting food. But then Sunday, we had a Javi's show. They did their first original. I'll send you that after the show
nice.
so you can check it out. It was pretty fucking good. I liked it a lot. We get home, and I was like, oh, I got to run the dishwasher. The sinks were backing up, and the dishwasher had been loaded. I just hadn't run it for some reason. So I'm like, let me run it real quick. So I open up the cabinet underneath the sink, and I look at the container of the pods, with the detergent pods for the dishwasher, filled up with water to the top. Oh, yay. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. This one pipe came loose. The fucking subfloor, under the sink completely rotted. Like, like you could stick your finger, the one part, it was sagging. I'm like, yeah. So Monday, I ended up taking off. I ended up pulling everything out. And I got to say, I am pretty goddamn proud of myself. I'm going to send you a before and an after picture here. All right?
All right.
So.
It wasn't from bad luck. What do you ever happen? No goddamn luck at all.
Goddamn right. All right. So that was me after I demoed the floor and I got it up.
Where's your shirt?
Dumbass.
All right, and I see where the water damage is to the side.
Yep. So there you go. So there's that.
Yep.
And here's what I did.
Oh yeah, duct tape works every time, man.
What an asshole.
Oh, it looks good. It looks brand new. It's funny because we kind of have an issue going on right now with under our sink, and it's like you don't want to tell the landlord within the first times you're here, like, hey, this is an issue, but the people that were here before us left this place a fucking trashy mess. And he's like, we had a professional cleaning crew come in. I'm like, were they on meth? Well, actually, they should have been. It probably would have been cleaner. We did so much fucking work to clean this place. The smell in here.
I thought you were going to say you did so much meth.
No, it did help the cleaning. Lost a tooth, but house is immaculate. So, no, but now the plumbing under the kitchen sink, there's a leak, and we're like, I'm like, it's out my wheelhouse, man, and it's also not my house. So I'm not going to put money into materials or anything. So
sure.
I got to call him. So I got to get the guy. I got to call the guy.
Got to call the guy.
I had a guy. You're not the guy. Oh, Trout. All right, man. Hey, sometimes in movies and TVs, we get to see TV shows. We get to see a lot of deaths. This one we got to see a one on a pay-per-view. All you had to pay back then was $29.99 to watch Triple H die. Let's get in the DeLorean and go back to the future in the wars.
Monday Night Wars! Austin, don't do it! You're gonna wait a minute! Jesus. Austin, you're gonna regret this! Don't do something you're gonna regret! Don't do it! The guy think was a mistake! Austin! Alright, enough is enough! Don't do it! Yeah, give me Austin, you're gonna regret it, I know! Austin, don't! Oh my god! Austin, don't! Holy oh my god! The game's in that car! Austin just dropped the game from that machine! My god!
ODM, how many times have I said on this show the best type of wrestling finishing move involves a crane?
None times, I would say.
Really? Well, apparently that's how this one needed to be done. So let's talk about the wars, man. It's Survivor Series 2000. It was on November 19th, and then Monday Night Raw and WCW Nitro on the 20th.
Survivor Series was in Tampa, Florida. We open up, it's T and APA versus Crash and Molly Holly and Steve Blackman. You couldn't just add one more per team and make it a traditional Survivor Series match?
No, it's close enough.
Close enough, I guess. But it wasn't an elimination match. It was just a straight-up match, and Molly Holly gets the pin on Trish.
So that does not count as a Survivor Series match.
It does not. Next, we see Angle with Edge and Christian. Edge and Christian want to help Angle with his title match against Taker, but their match is right after, and Christian has mono from eating some bad chili. Because that's how it works, right?
It does. Well, sometimes when you get a tummy ache, you just got to put a little Robitussin on it.
Sometimes when you win, you actually lose.
Rosie Perez.
Angle says, hey, you guys want to go out after we win our matches? What do you guys drink, Molson's? I popped for that one.
Yeah.
Earlier in the day, Lowdown and Tiger Ali Singh arrived at the arena, and they're not on the list, so they can't get backstage.
I didn't even know that he was still in the company.
Me neither. Yeah, kind of a failed project there. You get our traditional Survivor Series match. It's Road Dogg, K-Quick, China, and Billy Gunn versus the Radicals with Terry at ringside. China gets eliminated first, then Eddie. K-Quick, nice first showing in the ring. He might have had a match on SmackDown or something, not sure, but looked good, definitely a lot more.
Being tossed into a pay-per-view in your first month.
Yeah, no shit, right? With some,
That's what's up.
Yeah. What's up? It comes down to the one Billy Gunn. That's what they're calling him now, instead of, because they can't use Mr. Ass anymore. Radicals end up winning. So there you go. Let's see. Mitchell Cole is with Jericho. Cuts a promo on Kane. He's referencing spilling the coffee on Kane, which started this whole feud. And Jericho goes, "We were going to have a Senka on a pole match."
That was a good one.
That's pretty good. So we get that match, and you would think that Chris Jericho versus Kane would be a bit of a clash of styles, but this actually was a really solid match.
Jericho's worked with big guys before.
Sure.
Same thing, vice versa, to, Kane working with little guys. You just got to get the right style. Not everybody will clash properly, but no, they do have they've had, throughout the years, they've had several matches together. They clash pretty well together. Yeah. Everybody has always said Kane is absolutely one of the strongest actual wrestlers in history.
Yep.
Or not history, but at least what people say, that they've been in the ring with, who can actually lift someone. Kane's the guy.
Yep, 100%. So, solid match, and it stayed in the ring, which was good. Kane wins. Jericho looked good, and the Giant wins. I mean, nothing bad with this match. Solid.
Wrestling 101.
So, let's see. You get Terry with the Radicals. Terry tells him that Triple H is here, and he has a couple things to take care of, and they'll meet up with you later. And Benoit laughs maniacally. You get William Regal versus Bob Holly for the European title. Regal cuts a promo on the fans pre-match. Holly's entrance interrupts him. Regal's in control most of the match, working the heel role. And then Holly just grabs the title and cracks Regal in the head and gets DQ'd. This match had potential, and then they just did the weird abrupt finish.
Yeah, fuck Bob Holly.
Kurt Angle's with Trish. Angle mentions it's year 2, the beginning of year 2 of Angle's legacy. And Trish says, "Hey, I know Stephanie's not here. Maybe you need some special assistance." And he goes, "Oh, no, I appreciate that, but tell TNA I'm all set."
That's great.
And then JR's like, "This guy can't take a hint." We get Rikishi versus The Rock. Ref bump. Rikishi gets the sledge, but Rock's able to fight him off. Rock bottom. Both men are down. Ref comes to. You can see Rock spying if the ref is coming up at one point. He's laying there and he kind of glints up like, "Is he ready yet? Is he ready yet?" Rikishi drops that ass on Rock. 2 count. Not a great match, but it did what it intended. Rikishi jumps Rock post match. It's 4 bonsai drops. Rock won.
Bonsai, yeah.
Bonsai. Triple H and Radicals are in the locker room. Foley shows up, says, "Your friends are not allowed at ringside." And Triple H is like, "Fine, don't care." And Foley says, "Well, okay, it's going to be a no DQ match too." Fine. Ivory versus Lita for the women's title. Ivory throws a potato. Busts Lita open over the eye. She's bleeding like a stuck pig. Not as bad as Eddie.
But this was bad.
Yeah.
It's probably in WWE TV throughout this time. It's got to be the first woman I've seen bleed like this ever. It was like AEW Blood and Guts is how bad she actually was busted open in Survivor Series.
And it happened the hard way too. Because like I said, it was just a straight potato.
It wasn't a planned mark spot.
No, not at all, not at all. But props to Lita for just chugging along,
going through. Yeah.
Yep. This one was weird. I mean, what did you expect from this match? But it was weird because Lita sets up a moonsault. Richards pulls Ivory out of the way. Ref distraction. Lita goes for the moonsault again, and this time Ivory gets the knees up. So you had to do the same spot twice in a row to foil it twice in a row? I don't get it, but yeah, sure, fine. Ivory retains.
Maybe she felt she botched it the first time.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking just let it go. Move on. Coachman is outside of Rock's locker room talking about Rock is having difficulty breathing, chest pain, and he's coughing up blood. We cut to Kane and Jericho. The fight has continued. They're backstage. We get the world title match. It's Angle versus Taker. Angle says, I'd ask I'd ask you all to vote on your favorite Angle moment. Don't want you guys to blow it again.
In the year 2000.
In the year 2000. Angle runs over his accomplishments. Taker's entrance interrupts him. Taker rocking the snakeskin pants.
Oh, my God. I hated when he wore these things.
Taker locks in an arm bar. I thought that was cool. It's not something we usually see at this point.
I'm going to cut you off here. Like sometimes people will have like random signs, like, why were HBK's shorts or pants so high at SummerSlam 93? Like there's like funny ones like that. Someone should actually put that out there as a sign that gets on TV. Why did Undertaker wear leopard skin pants as an American badass?
Yeah.
It'd be a great sign. Sorry, please, go on.
No, that's fine. Edge and Christian distract the ref. Angle taps out. Taker fights off Edge and Christian. Ref follows him up the ramp. Taker hits a chokeslam. No ref again. Angle starts working the leg. Does the Brett figure four spot on the post.
Mm-hmm.
And then Taker starts getting the advantage. Angle scurries under the ring. Taker pulls him out. Hits the last ride. 1, 2, and Hebner stops counting and points at Angle. Because it wasn't Kurt Angle. Angle comes running in from behind, rolls Taker up for a 3. And Angle sprints to his car and takes off.
The crowd was fucking hot for Taker to win the title.
Mm-hmm. Fuck yeah, they were.
They were really behind it. There was huge
and they teased
pops
it.
when, yeah, it was well put together.
Yeah, solid.
This
definitely.
is a very young. This is, by the way, Kurt Angle debuted at Survivor Series just 1 year before this.
Yeah, and he's already held
He's
3
WWE
titles.
champion and is he's a at this point this is actually considered a triple crown. They didn't have Grand Slam. They called it the Triple Crown. And he was a Triple Crown champion. And this dude is in there with Taker on his 1 year anniversary, if you will.
Yep.
He did very well his first year.
Fuck yeah. No, he pushed as hell. And the crowd hated him from the get-go, which only amplified it. You know what I mean?
But, I mean, think about how many people get pushed in their first year. The first two that come to my mind are Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle. Those are the two big ones that get pushed to the fucking moon. And Sheamus on their first year. But it's also a sink or swim. I think Kurt is better than all of them.
Yeah.
Especially in that era.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you definitely make that. Who's even the Intercontinental Champion right now? Is it still Val Venus? Yeah, I feel like we haven't.
Yes, with right to censor, he is. He's
I felt like we haven't seen that in a while. But anyway, all right. Well, we get an XFL cheerleader commercial. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Next, you get our second and final traditional Survivor Series match. It's Edge and Christian and Right to Censor versus the Hardys and the Dudleys. The Hardys take their shirts off, and they're wearing the camo shirts like the Dudleys. We see the Edge-O-Matic. That was cool. Let's see. Buchanan gets eliminated by Bubba, but Buchanan's shoulder was clearly up. It was one of those roll-ups. It didn't work. Let's see here. It's down to Bubba and Jeff versus Goodfather Christian. Goodfather eliminates Bubba. Jeff hits a swanton to Christian. Jeff dodges the hoe train, but Val Venus is on the apron. Goes to hit a lariat. Misses. Jeff hits Goodfather. Jeff wins. Gets beat down post-match. The faces come back out, make the save. Get the tables, and Val Venus and Richards get put through the tables.
You know, through watching this match and Stevie Richards, yeah, he's right. Logan Paul's better than everybody in AEW.
Just throwing it out there. Let's see. Triple H is in the back with the Radicals, and Benoit says, "We know what to do," and Triple H says, "Then do it." All right. No DQ. They fight to the top of the ramp, back to ringside. Austin hits Triple H with a monitor, and Triple H takes a little nap behind commentary so he can blade. Triple H sets up a pedigree on the steps. Austin counters, backdrops Triple H to the commentary desk. Stunner. Austin decides not to go for the pin, gets a chair, sets up to Pillmanize Triple H. But then he thinks better of it and moves the chair to Triple H's neck. But that gives Triple H the ability to roll out of the ring. They fight back to the arena. Hebner's yelling, "Get back to the ring!" Good luck with that. Triple H gets thrown into a vending machine. And JR goes, "I'll have a Pepsi."
Oh, good for him.
That's a good one. I love when they used to do it with the payphones.
Oh, yeah.
Remember,
You
yeah.
slap him in the head with the fucking...
Reach out and touch someone. Oh, shit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Good shit. So Austin chases. All right, the Radicals come in, even though they were told they couldn't interfere. Refs come in. It's a shit show. Austin chases Benoit out to the parking lot. Benoit scurries across the lot, and we see somebody in a car with a bloody towel coughing. It's Triple H. So basically, they're trying to lure him out so he can hit him with a car again.
I
But
believe
Austin,
him with chest stone cold. But I got the message.
Benoit scurries back into the building. Because Austin disappeared, and we hear Triple H, and he's like, "Where the fuck is he?" Because Triple H is obviously mic'd up. And then,
Oh my God, how mic'd up he was inside of this thing! You would have thought
You
there
could
was
hear
mic
him
in
moving
every angle
around.
of this vehicle.
yeah, you could hear him moving around. It was weird. You could tell he was in leather seats. Mm-hmm. That's how. Yeah. And then Austin shows up with a forklift, and he lifts the car up. You know, cute. Figure he's going to dump it somewhere, you know, something like that. But no, he actually lifts it up probably a good 20 feet, 30 feet in the air.
I was gonna say maybe even a little higher. Yeah.
Yeah, they said 40 on Raw. And he lifts the car and dumps it, and it just falls on the roof of the car, and like where it. So basically, Triple H died. Mm-hmm. The end.
Murder. Good night, folks.
After these messages.
We'll be right back.
Oh, hi, I'm Troy McClure. You might remember me from such self-help videos as Smoke Yourself Thin and Get Confident, Stupid. Have you ever wondered why fat parents have fat children? Or why Chinese parents have Chinese children? It's no coincidence. It's because of DNA. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such medical films as Alice Doesn't Live Anymore and Mommy, What's Wrong with That Man's Face?
But Mr. McClure, what is DNA?
What the? Oh, hi, Billy. Let's find out together. DNA is God's recipe for making you. You take a dash of Dad, a pinch of Mom, then we bake for 9 months and... that's good, Billy.
Mr. McClure, what does DNA stand for?
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Well, so I assume this is the tribute show to Triple H on Raw, right?
Yeah, definitely. It starts with the year he was born, the year he passed, and all that stuff. But no, it does open with, we're in Orlando. Stephanie comes to the ring, obviously, to mourn the passing of her husband, and she's dressed in black. Says it's a miracle that Hunter is alive. You think?
I wish he came back and was doing the Eugene gimmick, like he had a brain injury.
I know. Drooling on himself.
Everybody suck it.
Have you seen my baseball?
Have you seen my wiener?
Okay.
She doesn't call her baseball bat.
Yeah, no. Okay, fine. I saw a sign. I voted for Vince, I think. I don't know why. I just thought that was funny. Triple H asked Stephanie to show up to speak on his behalf. He has severe contusions and deep lacerations. This thing between Triple H and Austin has to end right now. Another sign citing, I have no legs. I'm going to give that an 8. Triple H wants me to...
You know what, though? I'm trying to think. It may have been at that exact time. You ever heard of a movie, Can't Hardly Wait?
Yes.
There's this part where this dorky kid goes and drinks, and he's supposed to be in there to be like, to infiltrate this one dickhead guy. And he ends up starting to drink, and he goes, I can't feel my legs. I have no legs! And the crowd starts chanting with him. So I don't know if that was maybe part of that. Might have been around the same time. If not, if that person was that, I'm going to look that up. Go ahead.
All right, I'll keep going. Triple H wants Stephanie to publicly apologize to Austin and the fans and wants to let people know where she's been the last few weeks. And they're trying to discover the miracle of life. Triple H and Stephanie, they're trying to have a baby.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
That movie was made in 1998.
All right, close enough. Yeah, that would stand to reason
Could
then.
be.
Yeah, there you go.
Just great sign anyway.
Yeah, I just thought it was
no
funny.
legs.
I had to put it in there.
But you
tells
can't
us-
swim if you don't have sea legs, Lieutenant Dan.
Yep.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Austin comes to the ring, says, I should give you a stunner for being so full of crap. Sorry he's in the hospital, not at the morgue. I got a message to bring back to Triple H. Do I accept his apology? Throws a middle finger to the camera. It ain't over by a long shot. And Stephanie runs to the back crying. Benoit comes out, not impressed. Wonder how Austin would fare in an actual wrestling match. Just wrestling. And we should do that tonight. Austin says, I may not be the number one submission specialist in the world, he said, but I'm the number one beer drinker in WWF history. And he calls Benoit Snaggletooth.
That's a good one.
All right. We cut to Stephanie.
He's
She's
like,
getting...
don't make me do to you what I'm doing to my future son.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stephanie thought of that and got in the limo crying and leaves. Right to Censor versus Dudley's for the tag titles. Richard causes a DQ, and then he gets put through a table. Mitchell Cole is back with Jericho. And apparently Jericho's got a new thing. Would you please shut the hell up?
Love it.
And the crowd was all for it. They were singing along. Promo on Kane. They have a tag match tonight. They're going to be facing each other. T and APA are in their office. Regal comes in. He has a hardcore match against Bob Holly, and he wants protection. Bob Holly's watching on the monitor, and Crash says, hey, I got your back. And Bob Holly just clowns Crash. Mm-hmm. So we get that match. We cut to Cole with Hebner. Hebner's going to speak about Angle pulling a switcheroo, and he says it wasn't Angle, so I couldn't count 3. Regal says American football isn't real football. Holly interrupts. They fight to the back of the arena. TNA jump Holly. Angle cracks Holly with a 2x4, gets the win. Blackman and Crash come in to make the save after the pin. Lowdown and Tiger Ali Singh show up again, and guess what? They're not on the list again, so they can't get it. So it's Rikishi and Kane versus Jericho and Rock. Ref's distracted. Jericho uses the chair on Kane. Rock bottom to Kane. Rock gets the win. Jericho jumps Kane post-match. Rock chases down Rikishi. Sharpshooter to Rikishi. Walls Jericho to Kane. We see both Angles arrive to the arena. They're shot from behind, so you can't see who they are. Then they come to the ring, and Angle wants to address the Survivor Series screw job. He says, each year something screwy goes down at Survivor Series and a new champ is crowned. Well, thankfully it was avoided this year. For once the good guy prevailed and introduces his brother, Eric Angle. Oh, it's true. It's true.
The best thing, he revisits this in 2003 on SmackDown with Brock Lesnar.
No shit.
Brock thinks he pins Kurt Angle, and he fucking pins Eric. It's fucking great. I love it. When I saw him do this, I go, huh. I remembered the Lesnar one. I didn't remember this one.
Oh, shit.
Like,
okay.
Awesome. Yeah, 100%. So I thought it was great.
It says, my brother was just there under the ring just to show me support, which is fucking hilarious. Runs down Taker for hitting his brother with the last ride. Angle says, he won the title. And JR, Angle says, well, thankfully I was able to win the title. And JR goes, you were the champ, you goof. You retained it.
Wait, it's like he has Alzheimer's kicking in during this time, and he's just saying whatever the fuck he wants.
I'm sorry, I sneezed. I had to. Taker's music hits. Choke slam to Eric. Taker beats up Angle up to the top of the ramp and choke slams him off the stage through a table. We come back from break. Taker goes to see Foley and says, hey, Mick, you owe me for throwing you off the top of Hell in a Cell. What?
Made him famous.
He made him famous. That's exactly what he said. He wants to face the Angle brothers 2-on-1. Next, you get Road Dogg, K-Quick, and Billy Gunn versus Eddie, Saturn, and Malenko. So pretty much the same match as last night, minus one person on each side. K-Quick hits a 450 splash for the win. JR called it a 720.
4,800.
Edge and Christian go to see Foley. They think they overstepped by interfering in Taker's match, and nobody's heard from Kamala since he got put in the casket. They just threw that in there for some reason. Tell Taker...
Which is 1992.
I know, right?
Fucking great. At a Survivor Series.
Tell Taker we meant no disrespect. Yeah, he earned it. They have an urn that they want to give to Taker. And Foley says, you know what, Edge and Christian, you're going to face Taker in a handicap match. Chyna joins commentary for the women's title match, Ivory versus Molly Holly. Trish interferes, Ivory retains. Taker comes out of the locker room, sees the urn on the floor with a note. It says, "You totally rule." Just tosses it in the trash.
Yeah, they were dumb funny for some stupid reason.
Oh yeah,
man.
They were perfect. It was natural for them. That's why they had that show on like the WWE network.
Yep,
it was them.
That was later down the road. Yes,
down the road,
yes.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty funny. Edge and Christian versus Taker handicap match. Taker wins. I saw another sign. Taker needs a bath.
Taker needs a toothbrush.
Those. Eddie's with Benoit. Eddie's hyping Benoit up. Rest of the Radicals are saying we got your back. And our main event, it's Benoit versus Austin, and Austin actually has a wrestling match. Was it great? Not really, but it furthered the plot. He hits a stunner out of nowhere for the win. Austin drinks some beer. Radicals never show up, and that's that. Good night, folks.
After these messages,
we'll be right back.
I'm Troy McClure, star of such films as P is for Psycho and The President's Neck is Missing. But now I'm here to tell you about a remarkable new invention. Until now, this was the only way to get juice from an orange.
You mean there's a better way?
Troy, would you like a glass of orange juice?
I sure would. But won't we have to pay those outrageous grocery store prices for something the farmer probably spit in?
Not anymore. All thanks to the new juice loosener.
Doctor, are you sure it's on? I can't hear a thing.
It's Mr. Quiet!
You got all that from one bag of oranges?
That's right. Order now, and you'll also get Sun and Run, the suntan lotion that's also a laxative.
Hashtag not a sponsor.
Hey, thanks again, Troy McClure.
Nitro's in Richmond, Virginia. It's the go-home show for Mayhem. On Thunder, it was in Germany, and Boogie Nights won the tag titles, but Disco got injured. So Alex Wright got to get a hometown pop, or home country pop. I mean, I don't know where in Germany they were. Banged a dude from Luxembourg. Luger is with Sanders.
Should have wrestled as Berlin. It would have been...
Yeah, that would have been mind-blowing. They probably wouldn't have let him. Luger's with Sanders and Natural Born Thrillers earlier in the day. Sanders says Jindrak and O'Hare have a tag title shot today. Palumbo comes in and says O'Hare got jumped. He got put through a table. And then Sanders does like this weird State of the Union type promo. So now it's going to be Palumbo and Stasiak. And Sanders will pick a tag partner for Alex Wright. And the main event is Luger versus Booker for the world title. Next you get Jamie Noble versus Yang with Leah Meow. 2 out of 3 counts show up. Noble gets the pin. Courageous makes the save. I don't know what to tell you about this. It's just terrible. Wright is on the phone with somebody, assuming it's Disco. Says he doesn't know who his partner is, and he sees Chronic, and he says, "Hey, you guys want to help me out?" Chronic asks for money. Wright says, "How about a personal check?" Chronic laugh, walk away, and then Wright sees the animals who run right off. Okay. Ric Flair comes to the ring. See, you got to write the whole name down. Says, Shivani, you tore it up in London, man. And Shivani kind of covers his head like, oh, boy. So apparently Shivani got into it in London.
He cut a rug.
Yep.
And wasn't even dancing.
But Flair says he's going to spice up the main event. Tells the woman in the front row randomly, 20 years ago, you would have been all mine. Okay. If Luger wins, Luger Goldberg at Mayhem will be for the world title. And I don't give a shit about Russo's streak stipulation anymore. So I guess we're not keeping track anymore. I guess that's over with. Jarrett comes out. Jurassic slap ass. Never gets old. And he brings up the Stacy Keibler baby daddy question. He says he's going to spill the beans. That's what the baby daddy said. And then Jarrett says he is the baby daddy. David immediately comes out, wants to know when and where it happened. He says it was the night of Great American Bash. Jarrett was celebrating winning the world title for the 5th time. It was the Marriott in Baltimore. Keibler showed up after the party. Nothing but a teddy on and this grocery bag that was full. Keibler elves. Cookies. Get it? He keeps bringing up the shopping bag, and David asks what was in the bag. It was full of crap, just like the rest of this story, and David eats a guitar shot. And then Buff comes in and goes after Jarrett.
Why is David still on TV? Anyway.
Why is he on WWE TV in 2003?
2002, and it was only to have a quick storyline for Ric Flair and Undertaker. Just one time, he beat the fuck out of him, and he sat next to him against a crapper in the bathroom or in the shower or something. That was it. There wasn't much.
All right. The Broad is with Team Canada. Elix Skipper is going to be Alex Wright's partner tonight. Storm is going to take Elix's place to partner with Duggan to face Mang and Kiwi. And then Major Guns runs down the Broad, walks away, and the Broad goes, "What a bitch!" So we get Alex Wright and Elix Skipper versus the Perfect Event for the tag titles. The Animals interfere, and the Perfect Event win the tag titles. Disco Knights had a good run.
Quick.
Yeah. Jimmy Hart is with 2 of 3 count and cuts a promo on the DJ he's going to face, and Man Cow comes in, and it's a pull apart. Great. The Broad is with Mang and Kiwi, and Kiwi says, well, I got Captain Riction to take my place. Great. Reno's backstage. Vito just cracks him in the head with a bat. Deed. Battle Dome douches are ringside arguing with Dillinger. And, you know, I thought I noticed it a couple weeks ago when we first saw these guys. And I confirmed it. One of them looked really, really familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who it is? And
No.
you just knew this? You don't. It's Terry fucking Crews.
Oh, by the way, I only watched the Survivor Series this week.
Oh.
Shit, forgot to tell you that. Oh my god, I actually forgot Terry Crews was in WCW at one point.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
I got the fries to make your thighs.
yeah, something like that. I got the shakes. I got burgers. I just got burgers.
I like Little Michael.
You're being a real McAsshole.
When he does the robot dance, it's fucking great.
Dude, that was so baby back bitch.
You're being a real McAsshole. Oh god, was it Cheeseburger Eddie?
Cheeseburger Eddie, yeah, man. Joey Diaz was in that too. He's fucking great.
Can of corn.
Can of corn. I'll be fine.
I'll be fine. Can of corn.
Oh shit. The Broad's with Alex Wright says he got robbed, and Disco's mad, and we want the Animals at Mayhem. Great. Back from break, Dillinger is still arguing with the Battle Dome douchers. Rick Steiner comes to the ring, and Rick Steiner has the Battle Dome belt. And I saw a sign, I'd rather be watching Raw. Me too.
I was.
Terry Crews comes to the ring. Rest of the Battle Dome douches come in. Crews takes the belt back, and security clears the ring. Let's see. Nash comes to the ring. He says, you know what? I got 13 months and 10 days left on my contract. Well, let's see how that works out.
That's a good one.
I'm going to do nothing but have the time of my life. I drove to Atlanta with a good friend of mine. At this point, I need to mention something. I said at the top that they were in Richmond because that's what they said at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Richmond, Virginia. That's what they said. That was what was on the Chiron. But ever since then, they're mentioning that they're in Georgia.
We love you, Cleveland. Yeah,
yep.
Cleveland was last night, man.
Here in the Silverdome. Tells Sanders to bring his jacked up greenhorns out. Nash says, I have a partner. We want a shot at the tag titles at Mayhem. Sanders says Nash isn't a very popular guy around here. Nash says, Chief Strongbow told me a long time ago you can make friends or you can make money. I make money. Like we've heard that before.
I was just going to say, wow. Don't think I realized that Punk was quoting Chief J Strongbow back then.
Yep. There you go. Sanders compares Nash to the rest of the trailer trash in the audience. And Nash goes...
Do you think that Strongbow also said, I'm old, I'm hurt, I'm tired, and I work with fucking children?
You never know, man. I mean, he sounds like a pretty crotchety guy.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. So Sanders compares Nash to the rest of the trailer trash in the audience, and Nash goes, where'd you get that? Cheap Heat 101? That was a good dig. That was a good one. Nash says, what makes you think you can take me out of the ring when you can't hang with me at the bar? So the Thrillers come to the ring, and DDP makes the save. Cutter to Jindrak. So that's his partner. Let's see. Lance Storm with Duggan and Major Guns versus Mang and Rection with MIA. Rection gets the roll-up on Duggan. Shane Douglas is talking to Jarrett in the back. It's a far shot with no audio. Sanders joins commentary, doesn't want to talk about the tag title match at No Mayhem that just got booked. And then we get Quee Wee versus Goldberg. Quee Wee does a springboard off the ropes and Goldberg hits the mid-air spear. Listen, it was pretty fucking cool looking.
I'm sure you were touching yourself.
I was. And the greatest wrestler ever is now 19-0. Goldberg...
Sorry, I just threw up my mouth a bit.
Goldberg goes to Sanders. Let me tell you something, boy. How many times have I told you to stop saying it that way?
You can't use that word anymore.
Flair comes to the ring, calls Goldberg the franchise, so that's the third person with that nickname. Flair goes to Sanders and says, you're having trouble being commish and a wrestler at the same time, so you're a wrestler right now, and you're next. So Goldberg faces Mike Sanders, and he's 20-0. Maybe. I don't know. The Broad is with Booker, promo on Luger and Steiner. He says, this is Harlem. Wait a minute. First I thought it was Virginia. Then I thought it was Georgia. When the fuck did we end up in Harlem?
What town are we in?
Shane Douglas with Tori versus Buff. Runs down the redneck fans. Promo on the Cat, then Buff. Douglas bumps Tori off the apron. Jarrett's in. Cat cuts him off. Buff wins. Miss Jones has a briefcase. A sign in the crowd. Ric Flair is my dad. Probably. Cat cuts a promo on Douglas, wants a match now, and says if Douglas wins, I'll kiss Mark Madden's fat ass. Scott Steiner comes to the ring with a box of Kleenex because he beat Sting with a bat on Thunder, and he just wants to say, I'm sorry. If I was. So Steiner has the title shot the Monday after Mayhem. He almost calls it Fall Brawl, which is fucking great.
I don't know what fucking month we're in anymore. Just let's go.
And Scott Steiner joins commentary for the main event, which is Luger versus Booker for the world title. There are less than 5 minutes left in the show by the time the bell rings. And then Goldberg shows up, brawls with Steiner. Luger grabs a chair. Goldberg spears Luger. Booker retains. Booker yells at Goldberg. And Booker and Steiner have a pull apart.
Getting a little upset that we haven't had any title changes recently.
I know, right? It's kind of sad. We're running out of time here. Damn. And that means I'm going to have to start...
4 or 5 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start doing the stats on that.
Oh, it's going to be fun. I can't wait. Well, it was great that we ended right there with WCW because that is what the final topic of the show is. Top topic today, WCW wrestlers from 1988 to 2001. Each of us, who was the top 10, hit the gong.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for...
Best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be. Hold 2, arm bar.
Sodas rule. Yeah, they do.
Hold 3, the moss covered, 3-handle family gradunzel. It's me, Austin.
Just when they think they ain't got the answers, I change the questions.
I did it for the rock.
This week's top topic.
You know something mean, Gene? John Cena.
Wrestling's not fake.
The Rolex wearing what? Diamond ring wearing what? Kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing what? Limousine riding what? Jet flying what? Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield. If you smell...
The following ranking order and final decisions are a completely bias-based order, based off The Professor and ODM made it. And as always, they like to let you know they have not worked in the business, but have been lifelong invested fans much like you, our listeners. With not only their opinions involved, but with countless amount of hours of research done each week, they make sure to provide proper facts and history to back it up. However, they do know that your opinion may vary from theirs. If there is anything you want to chat about, bring to their attention. If there is something they missed or forgot, or you just want to let them know they are out of their freaking minds, feel free to shoot them a message on Facebook or Twitter, or email them at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com. As always, they do appreciate all feedback and continued support. At the end of the day, they want to make sure that you do see the best of the best before you die. And now, this week's top topic.
Oh, man. So, I think last time we did one of these lists, I think I had you go first, didn't I?
Yeah, because you freaked out and almost didn't have the capacity to go through your list.
So I figured I'll actually go first this week, if that's okay with you.
Fine by me.
I did get them in order. I had time while you were taking way too fucking long on your break.
Boo-hoo.
Now, I have 3 honorable mentions. One is a tag team, okay? So I think it kind of counts, but for both of them and their different history there. And one was a wrestler and a booker. So this is WCW, so 1988 to 2001. So this is the type of list Dusty Rhodes, to me, didn't make. Because, you know, he was prior to all that, and then he did his stint in WWF. And when he came back, he was a commentator. So this is the type of list he's not making. These are the eras where your Marcus Alexander Bagwells are just coming up, right? And, you know, all those guys. So here we go. Honorable mention for me is Kevin Sullivan, Taskmaster, and the Outsiders.
Okay.
I think they made a giant break in wrestling by doing the crossover during that time from 88 to 91. You know, Hall was there. You had Oz, all the different things that match was. But NWO is iconic enough. I gave them the honorable mention. Number 10, Ron Simmons.
Oh. I guess. Yeah.
You know, first black, really wrestling champion in all of America. Not just to say just WWE or WCW at that time, but I mean, if I'm not mistaken, that was the very first one. Plus, all of his work with Doom. That's why when he came over to WWE, he was a wanted man. They wanted him from 88 to 95, 96. He was a powerhouse. They didn't want Butch Reed. They wanted Farouk. They wanted Ron Simmons. Number 9, Lex Luger. I think his early run, feuding with and also teaming with the Horsemen, being the first big, back crossover from WWF back to WCW on that first Nitro. I think that he was one of the bigger, better names when it came to WCW. Number 8, Scott Steiner. Not the Steiner brothers, but I'm going to give it to Scott Steiner. They had a cup of coffee in WWF, which is fine, but his tag work with Rick there, but then also he went on to be a very big singles star, and as we're seeing in the last 2 years here in the Wars, all of his stuff being with the NWO, you can't deny what he had. Number 7, Vader. I think that he was a solid big man when it came to, just being one of WCW's biggest heels. He was reliable. He was always solid in the main event picture. He went to WWF and fucking sucked, but, that's not what we're talking about. Number 6, well, yeah, he made Sean cry. Or Sean made Leon cry.
Yes.
Number 6, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page. To me, one of the biggest homegrown natural stars to get over, where the crowd was just fucking loving him. Mm-hmm. He had pretty good athletic ability. Like that, we talk about it all the time. That powerbomb into a cutter with Eddie Guerrero. He was good, man, and the crowd loved him. Number 5, Arn Anderson. Everything with being in the Four Horsemen, all the way through that. But, I mean, he was a consistent person in WCW, and then when he was done wrestling, stayed with them as a booker all the way to the end, or at least working with the talent. Again, it's just one of the bigger names. Number 4, I'm saying it, ODM, Goldberg. I can't give you this list without talking the top 10 of all. And I mean, come on, merch seller, he was a draw to watch on TV. I'm not giving any bullshit. When it came to the Attitude Era in WCW, he was one of the biggest things people wanted to see. They wanted to see someone finally stick it to Hogan. So I will give you Goldberg at number 4. Number 3, Ric Flair. His latter years were not exactly the greatest, but when he was there from 88 and into 90 before leaving with the title and heading to WWF and then coming back at the end of 93 and regaining the title from Vader, everything with the reestablished 4 Horsemen, the fun shit we saw in the wars, you can't have a WCW list if you're not going to say Ric Flair. Number 2, Hulk Hogan. I cannot deny that he is one of the bigger names that ever stepped into WCW, and in 1994, people are saying bullshit words if they didn't say, well, I checked into WCW because I'm a WWF guy and Hogan's over there. If you had the ability, you checked it out. I did. I didn't really watch WCW back then, but when I heard he was there and I saw him going down the fucking main street of Orlando on the back of a car, I was like, oh, this is pretty goddamn big. And number 1, I assume you probably know who it is, ODM. I assume you do. It's Sting. He was the one constant, especially 88 to 01. A lot of these names, Hogan, Flair, Vader, Lex Luger, and Steiner, they all jumped ship. Came back, but all jumped ship. Ron Simmons jumped ship and took off forever. Vader never came back. So Sting was the one constant that stayed with WCW, and that's why I give him the greatest WCW wrestler of all time.
All right.
How many did we nail together at the same time, like that we had the same amount? Not like same ranking, but at least the amount of people. It's kind of one of those things where you talk.
8.
8. Wow. I'm kind of curious who your other 2 are, but let's go.
All right, yeah, it'll be interesting. It's slightly different, but very similar. I don't think there's anything that you're going to get crazy about, so we'll see.
No. Hey, man, I put Goldberg in mine, all right? I'm going to give credit where credit is due when it's right.
For this list, it is it's definitely certainly more.
All time, I'd have to be smoking meth.
How do you know I wasn't? Number 10, I don't have any necessarily no honorable mentions.
Okay.
But we'll start with number 10, somebody who was your honorable mention. I'm actually going with Kevin Nash. Yes, He was there for a short time, but he was impactful. I love Scott Hall. I think Scott Hall is great, but he obviously went downhill. He obviously had some demons he was dealing with. Even if it was a shitty time, Nash stuck around. And he was, he might be, one guy that you don't look at favorably because he did politic, and all that stuff. But the fact of the matter was he brought some of, that positive impact when he showed up, and with the NWO splitting to the Wolfpack. He was just a constant in the latter half of WCW. So,
And he ended Goldberg streak, so I like that.
There's that, too. Number 9, I don't know if this is the same place you had him. No, it's not. I do have Vader there. He was such a huge draw in WCW, and you're right, he got to WWF, and it was lackluster.
Well, his first year was pretty decent until he got to SummerSlam and faced Michaels and all that bullshit.
It was downhill from there. But yeah, he used to wear the mask with the steam that would come out of it. Dude,
oh, my God.
So badass.
It's a great entrance.
Yep, 100%. Number 8, Scott Steiner. Basically same thing that you mentioned. Obviously
I had him at 8 as well.
Yep, with the obviously with his brother as part of the Steiner brothers, but yeah, blossomed into fucking one of the biggest names in WCW in the latter half. So there's one there. That was Steiner. So number 7, I have Diamond Dallas Page, guy who was a fucking bouncer, started wrestling at 40. He was around before Nitro started. You know what I mean? So he was there for a while. And you know he
it was like 94, I believe, is when he was starting to be on TV more. And he wasn't even known as Diamond Dallas Page at the time. I think he was just Dallas Page, and they had a couple of different gimmicks for him before it being Diamond.
Definitely, yeah, because
and drove Honky Tonk to the ring at WrestleMania 6.
There you go. He also, so when Nitro first started airing, he had like a brief feud with Johnny B. Bad, or Johnny B. Good, or...
He did, yes. Yep, Johnny B. Bad.
For the TV title, yep. Number 6, Luger. Luger, again, just another staple there in the early days. Several War Games matches. You know, had the match with Bruiser. I know the cage match, the infamous one. Obviously, that was before WCW, but went to the E and then came back for the first Nitro. And, you know, up until about 2000, I mean, a mainstay.
Over,
won the
and very over. When he came out, crowd popped every time on Nitro. We watched it a lot lately.
Yep.
Not lately, but like in the last couple of years.
And when he won the title from Hogan, that was huge. That was massive, you know, because he was just always over. Number 5, I do have Hogan there. Short run, but impactful. He took, you know, we got the match we never got in WWF right away.
Flair, yeah.
Very, went downhill very quickly, but was able to turn around with the NWO thing. And, you know, you can't deny that he brought eyes to the product. You know. Number 4, I think we had the same one here, is Goldberg.
Fair enough, yep.
Again, can't really say much more. I already sucked his dick enough 2 weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
Aga. Number 3, somebody that was absent from your list. I put Booker T in there. Because
I thought about it, but I think that for me, it was the whole weird Vince Russo thing is the only reason he made it into the singles push that he was getting. I mean, he did pretty decent as a TV champ. He was good in Harlem Heat, but I held him off. I probably should have put him in at least my honorable mentions.
Sure. I mean, to me, I feel the longevity.
Yeah.
You know,
he's a mainstay, just like Sting.
Yep, a mainstay. He was always over, and yeah, you could potentially make the argument that Russo is the reason he got the push that he did, but it was certainly well deserved.
Greatest threat promo of all time.
The greatest what?
Threat promo of all time.
When he's coming for
Hulk
somebody.
Hogan, we're coming for you.
And then number 2 is Flair. You know, again, and then we have the same number 1, Sting. Yeah, Sting is Sting.
Oh, so
Sting
we got
is
9
the,
out of 10.
Yeah. No, because I had Booker T and I had Nash.
Oh, Kevin Nash. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but Sting. The one thing I want to say about Sting is, and I'm sure we've said this before, Sting is kind of like the Undertaker. Sting is to WCW what Taker was to WWF.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, in different ways, so many different ways. Yeah. And I'm not even talking Crow Sting. We could be talking Surfer Sting. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. He went from the Dead Man to American Badass to Taker again. You know what I mean? This one moved his way around. We didn't get Surfer Sting again. But no, I 100% agree with you. And to be honest with you, I mean, yeah, our lists are a little bit differently ranked, but these are the right people that are the ones that were in WCW, I'd say greatest of all time. Okay, yeah, you got Nash and, you know, whoever in there, a couple different, but the main ones are in there. Yeah. The exact main ones that should be, they were there.
Right.
That was actually a fun list. I'm glad that we brought that up. In a couple of weeks, we got another couple of good ones that we'll be doing. But next week, I like Little Michael. No, not doing The Longest Yard, but last week we talked about the Temptations movie. And this week, we're going to be talking about the Jacksons, An American Dream. Man, poor Angela Bassett. She had to play some 2 fucked up roles for around the same time. This movie, she's with Joe Jackson, who just beats the living shit out of all of his fucking kids all the time. And at the same time, she was Tina to Ike and getting her ass fucking kicked in What's Love Got to Do with It. She did a great job. But in this movie, this is... have you seen this one? I sent this to you.
Nope.
Does this look familiar to you?
Have not seen this one either.
This one, they spend like 15, 20 minutes in the beginning on just the parents. If you do want to watch it, skip a bit until they have a fucking kid. Then you see them tell the kids to get a switch, and that's fun. You know, just beating them with sticks. And Yeah.
Outstanding.
Oh, anyway, so next week we'll be doing that. We'll be talking wrestling. We will be maybe talking AEW full of rematches gear. At least maybe some highlights from what we see. I'm sure everything will be a 5-star classic. Till then, I'm the Professor. I bid you a farewell. And as always, ODM is going to leave you with his final thoughts of the week.
Thanks, Professor. Got a shout out to Buster. Buster, I know you wanted it. I had some ideas, but I think we're just going to play the fucking music because it's episode 666, the number of the beast.
The evil face that twists my mind and brings me to despair. Lights was black, was no use holding back, 'cause I just have to see was someone watching me. In the mist, dark figures move and twist. Was all this for real, or just some kind of hell? 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire was born to be released.
The Top of Wrestling Podcast is brought to you by The Top of Wrestling Podcast. Your hosts are the Professor Mark Fantasia and ODM, the Doc Joe Rizzo. Feel free to reach out to the show by email at thetopofwrestling@gmail.com, on their Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram page. Remember to subscribe, like, and share. You can listen to the show on most popular platforms, including iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, Amazon Music, Pandora, and YouTube. Without your continued support, it would be just some guys talking wrestling, which is pretty much what it is anyway. Good night, folks.
I didn't tell you this story last week when we were on break from recording here. I went downstairs. We have a very nice storage room. Perfect spot for where we like to sit down and eat our chicken nuggets.
Okay.
She says, "Tell me when it's ready." It's ready. I stood behind the fucking door of this room. She walked in just carelessly, not even fucking, just whatever. And I went, boo, right there. She screamed and then threw a left hand to my right bicep and then two straight right hands to my biceps. She went, pow, pow, pow. I go, what the fuck? She goes, well, what the fuck do you? And I go, oh my God. And I forgot to tell you this last week. Because we were talking about Vinny needing the batteries, or Xavier, whoever, like the big battery he was looking for.
Oh, yeah.
And so I forgot to tell you that she beat the fuck out of me. Wednesday morning, I was trying to finish editing the podcast. I go, why is it my left arm hurts? Oh, yeah. My wife beat me last night. But, dude, like, I'm swear, she went, pow, pow, pow.
Hey,
I go, Jesus, easiest Pacquiao.
That's good reaction timing right there.
Yeah, 100%. Dude, me, 4 more seconds at least before I was going to do something.
For your brain's like, maybe you should throw a punch.